All right. Last year, we attempted our biggest and quite frankly, our scariest build of all time. I found a wrecked Porsche. Well, actually, I found a completely destroyed Porsche and decided I wanted to rebuild it. And somehow, some way, we succeeded. And what you see now is the Porsche Cayman Street Cup, my true entry into modern Porsche and a step towards my true dream car of the Porsche GT3. We truthfully built my ultimate Cayman GTS. The build on this was crazy. We quite literally chopped the entire front end and put a completely new front end on with parts that we had to source secondhand because Porsche doesn't sell any of the stuff to actually do this unless you're a Porsche certified mechanic, which we're not that. But now this car is an amazing street car, running and driving perfectly, and it even looks better than it did coming straight out of the factory. It's pretty awesome. But in all of the build, we really never got clarity. And what do I mean by clarity? I just mean, how do we know that we properly rebuilt this car from a completely smashed, destroyed, something that was probably gonna be junked into a properly driving street car? And I think today we're gonna get some clarity. Now, I told you guys I've been driving the heck out of this car. I mean, pretty fantastic. And in doing that, we actually went to California's largest Porsche Cars and Coffee. We met some pretty awesome people that were really interested in what we did with this car. And today we're gonna be taking a trip to LA's Porsche Mecca to potentially get an inspection on this car and get some clarity for the amazing build that we completed on the Porsche Cayman GTS. And that means we're gonna load up the Porsche once again and take another 2-hour road trip up to LA to go check out what is probably the craziest and the coolest Porsche dealership that I have ever seen. You guys are gonna wanna stick around for this one. If you didn't see the episode where we took this car to Cars and Coffee, showed you a little sneak peek, it is insane. But yes, we have a lot of traffic and a big road trip ahead. Let's hop in the Cayman and get going. Now, I know it's been a while since we've actually rebuilt this car, but just pulling into this dealership feels like a win. The true accomplished feeling of we actually did it. This car is rolling back into a dealership from where it came after it was going to literally be junked. Welcome to the Mecca of Porsche here in SoCal. I'm so stoked. David, good to officially meet you in person, man.
Nice to see you.
Guys, me and David met at the Cars and Coffee, which was insane, by the way. Right. David, what, you are in marketing here?
I'm the marketing manager here, yeah.
This is crazy. Have you gotten a chance to like see what this car looked like before?
I saw a couple of the videos of the before, fell in love with Kevin.
I mean, I hate you.
And, you know,
good old Kevin. I wish we could find him there.
It's brand new. Oh, you're making me feel angry.
Yeah, really? You can't find him?
Dude.
Man, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Hopefully he pops up somewhere.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So David saw the car and kind of interested, but what I'm interested in is this place. This place is crazy.
Yeah.
So we came to the Cars and Coffee and I had no idea that we were walking into like an underground bat cave museum. So this whole like facility is kind of unique, right?
Right.
So before we even dive into what we're here for and taking a look at the Porsche, I want to get a full lay of the land of this insane dealership, dude.
Okay, so we're at Porsche Santa Clarita. Porsche Santa Clarita is owned by Galpin Motors. It's been around for 5 years. We opened up in 2020. And really the ideation of the museum, the Bat Cave and everything that you see comes from our president. You know, he's been in the industry for a long time. You know, Galpin Ford is most known and popular for being #1 for decades and stuff. And they kind of put that same energy into here. You know, that's why we have a restaurant and stuff. That's,
you have a restaurant here?
Yeah. The box and stop. So
I just never stopped.
All the food from Cars and Coffee was provided by our
Oh,
restaurant.
no way.
So,
okay.
Yeah, on the driveway and right here. It's crazy, man. We always joke around in the marketing department and say we're an events company as much as we sell cars.
Actually, I mean, like, look at this place, dude. It's incredible.
We have 13 other brands, you know, but I'm in charge of just Porsche. And I get to worry about this. So
amazing, cool, dude. So. Well, I'm stoked. I mean, even just looking through the glass, I'm stoked to see what you guys have in here.
That's a pretty rare bird. So, yeah. Let's go.
Let's go. Now stepping into the dealership made it real. The showroom was not only filled with brand new spec cars, but true relics like this actual 964 RS used for Group N GT racing. It seems like it just gets crazier and crazier. Wow, this is, I didn't think it was going to be this big. It is massive. And like the glass windows in here, it's like a museum, even up here. But speaking of museum.
A cool thing is that you get sunlight in our basement because of this.
That's crazy. So, also, speaking of basement, look at this. Just a beautiful mantelpiece, RWB 964?
993.
993? Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. Wow, and this is the president's car, right?
The first, so you came at an interesting time because Cars and Coffee, we have a docu-series that we've been doing on the Galpin Motors YouTube. Shameless plug, hey, Galpin Motors YouTube. And we just released the episode of Bo Bachman, which is our president. And this is his first Porsche, you know. So Galpin has a long history of custom cars, and they always, you know, as a family, because they're family owned and operated still to this day, you know, to the core. And when he found out that he got the Porsche franchise, he knew the first car had to be an RWB. He went for this one.
Oh my gosh, dude, that is epic, and I cannot wait to make it down there.
We just told the story, you know, so it's pretty rad. And
you guys
that's why
check out the video for sure.
Typically, we have the Jaeger 962 there.
It just keeps getting crazier. Okay, where do we go from here? This is insane.
This is our showroom. This is where the business is done. How we keep the doors open, you know. This and
paint a sample, for us.
Paint a sample, Maisan blue or something like that.
Okay.
But, you know, baby blue to us normal folk, you know. This is our boutique, you know.
Sick.
Many dealerships have Porsche driver selection, which is available to everyone, but we're one of the very few that actually have Porsche design as well. From the boutique, like I said, Porsche design, everything you can want from Porsche. This is our service viewing area, you know. Customers have a free view into the kitchen.
This is cool.
We got a busy shop today, you know, per usual. So just like you saw us at Cars and Coffee, we've got a lot of those customers here and stuff. And so our guys are working.
Really reminds me of like the Nismo Mori factory when we go in Japan. You can just look right into the service center here. That is pretty epic. I'm so stoked for this, dude. This is gonna be so cool.
We'll go in there. We'll see what's up with Jesse in a bit, and yeah, but I'll show you the museum in the meantime.
This is the good stuff. You guys are gonna want to see this. This is unlike anything else I've ever seen at a dealership, much less just in general. Ultimate man cave / bat cave. Dude.
Yeah.
Is this a joke?
Welcome to Das Wunderground, aka the Wonderground. Part of our original pitch to Porsche, you know, and the craziness behind this is at its inception of what Galpin wanted to do with the Porsche brand. This was at the core of it because we knew Porsche was like so strict about their guidelines and stuff, and the way that we were able to push this across like really gave us a unique entry into the brand, you know, because it was like they go down into the details of like, hey, there can only be one Porsche crest in the showroom.
Right. Really?
That's how detailed they are into their CI and stuff, and everyone's got to follow those guidelines, you know. For us to do this, it went through a whole process of like, hey, you know what? Yeah, let's try this, you know. And sure enough, I think I would like to believe that it paid off for Porsche, you know.
Dude, I mean, look at this. I've never seen this in my life, dude. This is, we have literally a mini museum of just Porsche history from all aspects down here.
It's been awesome, you know, and I think it's been a good thing for the brand as a whole. You know, SoCal is the biggest market for Porsche owners and fans in the world, so we're happy to have this, and that's why you see the madness of what Cars and Coffee was here, you know. So
this is insane, dude. The deeper that you go in this bat cave, the crazier it gets. They have a little bit of everything in here. From a true Porsche 901, which was going to be the name for the 911, that one's a long story, all the way to an actual Jägermeister 962 race car. Yes, you heard that right, the actual Jägermeister 962. There's so much to unpack down here, but I think that's for another video. We have to get back up and get my Cayman into the service bay. Well, guys, we got the tour. Now it's finally time to see what does Porsche actually think about our wrecked Cayman GTS. That is no longer wrecked. Now we're gonna get real confirmation. Did we actually do a good job replacing the entire front end of this car? So this is where it matters. At this point, I'm actually kind of nervous. I'm having a legit professional Porsche technician look over what we did with actually zero knowledge of what we were really doing. This is crazy. Oh, all right, everybody. This is Jesse.
What's up,
Jesse,
guys?
how long have you been with Porsche here?
I've been with Porsche a little over 3.5 years now.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Have you had a chance to kind of see what we've done with this car? Did you see what it looked like prior to what it looks like now?
Now, I did see what it looked like initially from the start.
Okay.
You had a lot to work with, but it wasn't ideal, especially for someone doing it themselves. you know?
Yes, exactly.
It's a lot of knowledge and engineering that goes into these vehicles, and understanding exactly what's happening is very key and vital to this car running perfectly.
What's really difficult for us is Porsche doesn't sell any of the parts to the general public to like actually fix these, unless you're a Porsche certified mechanic, which we are not. So all the stuff that we found was secondhand, and we kind of figured out by research and all of that stuff. So I really want to know your honest opinion when you're looking at this car. How do we do? At the end of this, the goal is to hear your thoughts. Let's go from 1 to 10. 1 being how it was wrecked when I found it, to 10 being something that rolls into the showroom floor. We'll take a look at it first, but your honest opinion in the end. I'm curious.
All right, I'll give you the honest opinion. Let's go ahead and start by lifting up the front hood.
Okay.
Obviously, with it being really slammed to the ground, we have to do some special maneuvers to get it on the lift. Dry carbon front hood. It's not bad.
The idea when we were building it came out to be something I like to call the Cayman Street Cup. I wanted it to be modeled after a cup car. I love racing, I love motorsports, and this kind of, I wanted the inspiration from a cup car, but full street ability from your just regular Cayman GTS.
Cayman.
Yeah.
All right, first I'm gonna do is take this off. See what your body shop guys did with a lot of this framing. Always, we know this tub is a structural integral part of this vehicle.
Yes, so fun fact too, we did all of the replacement ourselves.
Okay.
So all the rivets, the tub, everything was done in my personal shop with me and my buddy Tim.
All right.
So everything that you guys see here, we replaced. You guys that maybe watch the channel have seen the entire build process, every rivet. Now this is the part that's actually nerve-wracking, inspection of the tub. This was a complete replacement, and there's a specific procedure that we did follow, keep in mind, to put this tub back on properly.
With the other side.
Yeah.
These tubs, they're really hit or miss. I mean, I know we can do it really well, or it could be done really bad. Body shop guys should not be mad at this review.
I'm hoping that we're doing it really well. That's the key here.
Oh, that's a lot of seam sealer.
Yeah, we had to seal everything since it wasn't welded.
Now, how long did you give it to cure?
A long time. It was out of commission for a while with the
Yeah.
body shop. Yeah.
How far back of the tub did you cut?
Oh, I wish all of this wasn't in here, but you can kind of see the frame rail goes here. We sliced the frame rail from here, and it essentially all pulled apart. So from here forward didn't exist.
Wow. So did we get proper measurements on that?
Yes.
For
We measured a lot.
You know, a lot of time with the measurements, if we don't get them perfectly right, obviously you see these gaps in the
Yeah,
fender.
for sure. So another, I guess, point we can make too here is none of this is OEM. So the front bumper, the hood, the fenders are all aftermarket. So we have to kind of take into account as well the fitment that we could have from an aftermarket front bumper, fenders, and hood.
Now, do you guys ever take notice? Well, probably not, because the front end was smashed in. We couldn't tell what mounting bolts go where.
Sure.
And why. Because normally we don't have these particular kind of bolts here. Unless, no, we don't have those bolts there at all. So, a little bit of mix and match on the bolts, but nothing too crazy. Now, if I was just a customer looking for a vehicle and I was like, hey, let me check this one out. First thing that would probably stand out is always going to be those gaps in the fender and the bumper. Initially, headlights look good. Now, I did see that the front radiators and intercooler were smashed in at the front.
Yes.
Did we replace those
We
with OEM?
did. Not OEM. We have CSF cooling GT4 conversion radiators. So we've got the large center and then the 2 side CSF. Shout out to Robbie for sure.
Yeah, he had to really come through with this. So is this a lot larger than OEM?
Correct, yeah. So the OEM radiator for the GTS doesn't come with your larger center radiator. So we included that, and then also a bunch of different radiator hoses to make it all route and work properly, since we have 2 on the side and then the larger center.
Okay, and who performed the bleeding procedure for you?
We
or was
did.
that trial and error?
We did, and it was a nightmare. Literally, I didn't think that we were gonna be able to get it. I was like, dude, this is gonna have to go to Porsche.
Imagine how I feel when I have to tell the customer, hey, yeah, I might need it for 2 additional days to completely bleed it properly.
Yes.
These vehicles are vacuum actuated, vacuum controlled, so
Yep.
a lot of times it doesn't get all the heat bubbles out of the interior of the motor. It can be a pain. It can really be a pain.
Absolutely was. Those of you guys that watched the series felt our pain through that, because that was the one thing that was holding us up when we put this whole thing back together. We were like, how are we going to bleed this thing to drive it for the first time ever? But thankfully we did buy a pressure bleeder. We figured it out. Took us like 3 or 4 days to figure it out, but we did it, which is cool.
That's about normal, depending on how fast you could get it done.
Okay, that makes me feel so much better about that, because Tim and I were just like, dude, are we just dumb here?
To see the under panel and the body on this, with it being a front end collision,
Yes.
I'm wondering if anything got pushed back, coolant lines, AC lines. Were you able to go ahead and get the AC reconnected?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So everything functions as a stock OEM car, which is awesome.
Tub seems to be in good condition. Fender liners, you got in properly. Check your level sensors. Now, were the level sensors, any control arms, anything damaged?
Yes. So we replaced all of it. We had a whole new knuckle, control arm, sensors, everything.
Okay.
It was all the impact was this side, so all this got replaced. You know, not to be too optimistic, but I think he's really liking it here. He's inspecting every inch of the front end, from the frame, suspension, even the fender liner. This is actually pretty sick.
More than normal.
Yeah, you can actually see pretty interesting. This is where we did the replacement tub, right here where this bolt is. That's where the frame was chopped off and we replaced.
Okay, and put the bolt there for the support on both sides.
Correct,
You
yeah.
added 2 additional.
Yes.
Now, initially after repairs, any squeaking, any clunking, I know we're low.
Yeah.
I know we're slammed to the ground.
Yeah.
But initially, your first thoughts when driving it after the tub was on, did the car pull naturally? Was it straight
I
line?
was beyond shocked that we had 0 issues after putting this car together. We put it on the alignment rack and they got it straight. The car drives straight without me touching the steering wheel. Like it just worked, which again, we had absolutely no idea what we were getting ourselves into. This was the scariest and the biggest project that we had ever taken on. But I mean, it worked the first time, which was awesome.
Not too many people have the confidence to go ahead and say, hey, I'm going to rebuild a Porsche, knowing the cost of the parts. I mean, one simple control arm could be
very brutal.
Very brutal, honestly. You have to worry about back-ordered parts potentially.
Yep.
Obviously, you know, they come directly from Germany if they're not stocked locally.
Which we did run into many, many times.
Honestly, everything going forward, the condition, my honest condition score.
Okay, here we go. I told him to be brutally honest from the beginning, so let's see what he says.
What's the scaling out of 10?
The 10, yes, the scaling here is out of 10. From 1 being how I found it, smashed, wrecked, 10 being a car coming into the showroom floor. Okay. Where would you seat this in?
If I'm giving my honest, humble opinion, with as it sits, just a regular person, I would give it a 6.
Okay.
I give it a 6.
That's above average.
A little bit above average, but obviously because of the aftermarket front bumper,
yes.
A lot of things that don't line up. Fender, there's just those little bitty gaps. And as you know, Porsche is very, very particular with their gaps.
For sure.
On the vehicle as well. So it's not very rare that you have these. But overall, especially with the GT4 RS front fenders, replica fenders, it still looks good. Still looks good. A little bit of fit and finish things that can be touched upon, but all in all, running and driving, I say you got yourself a nice car.
Yes.
Hey man,
I'll take it. That is a big win for us. I'm stoked. Coming from somebody that does this for a living and is so knowledgeable,
yes.
That means a lot for us. And like I told you guys, coming from this car was gonna be junked.
We're definitely gonna put it through its paces though. Don't you mind that?
Yeah, I'm a Japanese car guy, so I'm used to slammed, lowered, having fun with kind of, you know, quote unquote shit boxes. So taking a little bit of style from my Japanese cars and dipping into my toes into Porsche, it's been so much fun, and I can't believe this being my first one and my entry into modern Porsches.
Honestly, this isn't a bad one to start with.
I'll take it, dude.
Oh man, let's get one more look at this hood though. I think it's really drawing some attention just simply because of the attention to detail.
Yeah. So I wanted to kind of take my motorsports love, throw it into something that I can drive every single day.
All right.
Yeah, we got the BBSs too, lightweight. They're 18s. So a little bit motorsport style. That's also why the car sits really, really low.
Extended wheel stud.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. We added the cage, the GT4S style cage. Competition motorsports cage.
I love it when I can't hear rattle.
Me too.
I tell you, because with you sitting so close to the engine, fit and finish. Yeah, this looks nice. Interiors mint, clean, nice Alcantara steering wheel, seats still lovely. Look at this. Honestly, yeah, I think I'm gonna stand with that 6.
Okay.
6.5. The interior,
okay,
immaculate.
getting closer. Yeah,
I
so
give it a 10 on the interior.
that was a big selling point for me. Is the car is a 2016 with only 11. Well, when I bought it, had just over 10,000 miles.
Do you want to scan it? See if you have any faults.
So something that I haven't really told you guys about is we still have these phantom faults on the car that we cannot figure out.
So first I'm gonna start hooking a battery charger up on the vehicle. Gotta make sure each one of the control units is receiving a maximum amount of voltage, or the proper voltage anyway, and we can go from there.
Perfect, perfect. Now this was actually pretty cool. Jesse took out the time to hook up their Porsche software to the car to help read our codes. Everything looked good except one single thing. The temperature sensor. And this sensor was part of the harness that got smashed in the wreck, and he believes that this could be causing our check engine light.
The temperature sensor, I think that might be the problem for your check engine light.
Really?
It could potentially be. If the car can't read the temperature that's outside, it can't compensate properly.
Oh, that makes a whole lot of sense. I knew the check engine was for something weird, but there's just so much that it could have been. But that makes a lot of sense. So this is why we have experts. Okay, guys?
So nothing too crazy, just the outside temperature sensor, it looks like.
So, spoiler alert here, we got the car home and actually fixed the temp sensor, and Jesse was right. Our check engine light is now gone.
Have the confidence for one to go ahead and just say, I'm gonna rebuild this car. That's a lot, man. I'm not even...
Thank you, man.
It's not easy.
Yeah, that was our biggest thing. It's this was our riskiest, biggest build. Something that we've never even attempted before, but we wanted to take a chance and challenge ourselves with something new. And this is what we chose. Could have been, fortunately or unfortunately, but it worked out.
T3.
So the purpose of buying this car was my stepping stone into getting a GT3. So that is the dream and the goal.
I think you did a great job.
Thank you, dude.
Up and running. We're gonna check the faults, double check them again, make sure we can get that check engine light on.
That would be sick. Take it for a test drive. That would be sick. Yes, Jesse's got to drive it for sure. This can't be complete without the test drive. We did it. Successful little inspection on the car. The 6 hurt me a little bit, just a tad bit, but I told Jesse to be harsh, so he was looking at every little nook and cranny. But it's really cool. We cannot end the inspection without having Jesse drive the car as well. I really wanted to get his opinion on how the car drove because it is pretty freaking awesome. So before we can end this, Jesse hopped in the driver's seat and went for a little drive.
Alignment feels great. It's crazy. Tires good. Suspension feels good. Oh, it's nicely planted. Even for how slammed it is. It's comfortable, right? It's very comfortable.
That's what I wanted. I wanted the comfort, but also handling, all the good stuff.
What exhaust are we running?
We have titanium Valvetronic.
Nice.
Yeah, stock headers.
Headers can be a little bit much, especially on the smaller engine.
I thought this was perfect. I thought the sound was perfect, and then when you have the valves on and it's quiet, it's no drone, it's nice and good, easy. Oh, it's so good. It makes the best noises.
Now, I'll give the driving capability, I'll give it a 9.
We'll take that.
Where it happened in the front end, the collision, the damage, for how it's driving right now, not pulling, tracking properly, no clunks. Yeah, I'm sticking with a 9.
Let's go, baby. Oh, it's so sick, man.
Like, this is a great car to have, to rebuild. Yeah, for a modern Porsche, I would do this.
Thumbs up, baby.
Oh my god. Test the brakes. Perfect.
That's just a good car, dude.
It's such a good car. Get the thumbs up.
Hell yeah.
All right,
Jesse,
man, if you ever need me, dog, let me know.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. I'm proud of what you did here. And, it's like I said, it's not easy, but you took the challenge, and I think you nailed it.
We got a passing grade, baby. Let's go. Thank you guys so much. This was amazing. We got a passing grade and coming home with some goodies. Dave, dude, thank you so much,
Dustin,
man.
it was our
This
pleasure, dude. Thank you for
awesome.
coming by.
I'm stoked that we finally got a little bit of closure, that we did some good work on the car.
Yeah,
For having no effing idea of what we were doing when we were building it, I'd say we built a pretty
I
cool
would
car.
say that's a win, man, and I think Jesse was as brutally honest as he can be. You
For
know?
sure.
That thin line of Porsche high-end quality, you know,
Yeah.
what he's used to seeing and what you've done. I mean,
That 6 was maybe like a little jab to my heart a little bit.
a little bit. I felt it too. I was like, ooh,
Oh,
Jesse.
God.
He drove from Temecula, brother.
But he was honest, and I'll take it.
Yeah, I
that
think
is
so, too.
awesome. So if you guys are in the area, come check out Porsche Santa Clarita. Make sure to leave all their socials in the description below. You guys have an awesome channel that displays some really cool documentary stuff. You guys know that I love that. And if you're looking for whether you're looking for a car or you just want to go see a really awesome bat cave of incredible Porsche history, this is the place to go.
Awesome.
I got a nice hefty drive home.
Yeah,
so
dude, enjoy yourself,
dude,
man.
Thank you
Pleasure.
so much, bro.
See you around, brother.
Oh, you're still here. Thanks for watching this long. If you made it this far, you should consider subscribing right up here, or I guess down below. And YouTube really thinks that you're gonna like this video right over here, so maybe check that one out. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's get back to it.